Hey, how are you?
Hey,
How
how
are
are
you
you,
feeling
man?
today? And please introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about what you do in COTI.
Yeah, super. No, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Yair Testa. I am the head of the business development department here at COTI. I mean, already working with them with the company for around 2 years. It's been quite a ride, to be honest. In the crypto space since 2017, always been an enthusiastic with DeFi, derivatives, layer ones. So yeah, that's what brought me to work in COTI in the first place, and here we are.
Okay, awesome. To be honest, I had a conversation with your company even like a month ago. We talked about all the possibilities that we can explore together, and yeah, we had the plan to announce the partnership, but the plan was not just to do announcement because of announcement. We said, we need to actually make something together that's going to work. So the purpose of this conversation is actually to explain a bit our community, to both communities,
Wow.
actually why this partnership should be amazing. But first of all, let's hear more about your plans, roadmap, and what is everybody asking about is actually when you're gonna be live.
Yeah, so yeah, it's in terms of our roadmap, I think that focusing for the purpose of these conversations, let's stick it with our Cardano relationship. COTI, it's a layer one protocol for payments for businesses, and we have our own trust chain, our own network. But we also, while we were developing our network, actually, we were also developing payment softwares for other chains as well. And one of them, the most popular one, was Cardano. We built for them at the beginning, just to tell you a little bit about the story, ADA Pay. It was the first official payment software that were allowing different companies or foundations or merchants that were coming into the Cardano community for the first time to receive ADA as a payment method, the same way that you can pay with credit cards, PayPal, you could pay with ADA. It was a solution that was quite popular. Input and Output already liked it so much, and that's why we actually moved on with our partnership. And we started to develop Djed, which actually Djed is what brings Revuto and COTI together.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, and this is kind of paving the way into more deeper the conversation. But yeah, we decided to build the Djed together with the Cardano Foundation. It's not a product that only we are doing and not a product that they are doing, where it's both teams that are working very hard together, weekly calls. It's a lot of tough work, smart contracts included, and coding, and how the entire ecosystem will work. So that's what we're focusing now. We're in the last steps. We're planning, I don't know exactly when this is going to be live, so hopefully testnet will be also already be live when you guys are seeing this. So basically, it's a testnet. We're going to release pretty in the next couple of days. Once the testnet is live, we will announce that we already have a couple of protocols that we're going to play around with it. Then we're going to do an audit for the contract just to make sure, specifically with all of the news and things that we're seeing with different protocols and hacks. So we want just to make double sure that we're in the correct way. We do plan this to be the main currency of the DeFi ecosystem. So we want to make sure that everything's correct. We're going to make an audit, and once the audit is completed, that we're satisfied with the results, we're going to launch mainnet. But basically, everything is almost ready. We built a very nice UI. We built a very nice ecosystem of Djed and a reserve coin also that will be ensuring that the coin will keep its peg. And I think it will be the Cardano community as a whole will love it.
Okay, you said one interesting word. You said Djed should be a base token for the DeFi, and I believe actually, why we are so much waiting for a stablecoin, because yes, the stablecoin is the base of the DeFi, because you cannot work only with very
volatile assets.
Assets. Okay,
that's correct.
Yeah. But what is interesting about the Djed is how you did it. So can you please tell us a bit more from the technical standpoint? Explain us how you did it.
Yeah, for sure. No, first of all, I must say that I agree completely with what you said. I do believe that if a layer one or any ecosystem in general, whether it's blockchain or traditional, they need to have some, they cannot only play with volatile assets. When you play around the financial instruments, you have derivatives, you have volatility, you have inflation, you have many sorts of parameters, and you do need some sort of asset that keeps you not so scared. If not, I will be just in my phone looking at the time the prices are up and down, and I will shaking up, wake up in the night. So like you do need to have some sort of stable coin in the case of blockchain or stable assets in general. Cardano doesn't have one so far. We're waiting for the smart contracts to be deployed in order to build a good one. So we do expect, and we're working as hard as we can for Djed to fill that gap. No, in terms of how we did it, it's actually a very good question. I tried to keep it as simple as possible, or not as simple, but in terms of easy words so everybody can understand, because it's a very complicated algorithm to build. So basically, let's in one side, let's say that we have the Djed meaning the stablecoin. Okay, so in order for people to mint that stablecoin, they will provide ADA to the contract, right? And they let's say that ADA, for example, it's worth $0.5 just for the sake of the calculation. So people provide 2 ADA, they receive in exchange 1 Djed, right? Now, but and at the end of the day, this is a crypto-backed algorithm stablecoin. So what does it mean? That we don't actually hold physical assets that will that will back or will act as collateral for the minting of the Djed. It will be actually the crypto assets that are being sent to the smart contracts that are backing or ensuring that we have enough collateral to mint new Djed. So you give 2 ADA to the contract, you give 1 Djed back. Now let's say that the ADA went down 50% and now it's $0.25. If I want to burn my Djed, I need to get 4 ADA back, right? But I only send 2 ADA to the contract. So where does the smart contract take or receive these 2 additional ADA that I need to send to the user, as long as it's a stable coin, because I do need to give him 4. So that's why we built a second token, which is called the reserve token, which is called Shen, which his goal or their goal or the goal of the token is to ensure that we have enough additional funds in the smart contracts in order to maintain its spec and ensure that the stablecoin will actually be maintaining its spec, even though that the collateral of the cryptos will fluctuate in price. So basically, this token Shen, it's not stablecoin. It can go up and down according to supply and demand. The minting of this reserve coin, it's capped, meaning that they will not be minting millions of millions per se, because we do want to keep it in a specific ratio for the rewards of the minting and burning fees to be attractive for investors to come and bring liquidity to the contract. At the end of the day, all of the minting and burning fees will go to these Shen holders as rewards for believing in the contract and providing liquidity, and taking rewards and other rewards as well. But it's a 2-token show. So basically, you have the Shen that it will bring the reserve funds into the smart contracts, and then you have the stable coin, which you will mint and burn with ADA. The reserve coin, I just didn't mention that also, if you want to mint and burn a reserve coin, you also provide the ADA. And that's the ADA that you will be used as reserve in case the fluctuation of ADA goes down. So it's, as I mentioned, it's Djed, Shen, smart contract in the middle that it's storing all the value. And, and that's how we maintain its spec. I hope it was as clear as possible.
No, you explained it to me and I understand it, although I'm not full technical, I don't have a full technical background to understand everything, how that works. But still, from the user standpoint, the only thing that matters is that the stable coin is stable. So what we saw actually, what was happening in recent days with those bridging stable coins from different another blockchains through the few bridges and through Milkomeda actually, and we saw the problem with the MED USDT and MED USDC, that people were really unhappy with that setup because the stable coin was not actually stable. So what is your perspective on those coins that are now coming to the Cardano ecosystem that are actually bridged coins? Because everybody's waiting for the stable coins to be able to build those awesome DeFi setups, but some of those stable coins that are coming into the ecosystem through not just one but 2 bridges. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I do believe that it's kind of a shame because I mean I do understand that building a stablecoin it's very complicated. Like we're speaking about the algorithm stablecoins at the end of the day because we want to make sure there are many types of stablecoins. One of them, the classical one, it's a USDC, USDT, for example, that they claim and they ensure that for the people, even though there's no audit being done, but that they have enough physical assets that come back to the minting of new stablecoins. What we are trying to say, or what algorithm stablecoins are trying to say at the end of the day, it's saying, guys, look, I'm not sure that I will have all the physical assets that will back in case the transactional volume it becomes too big. So what we're doing is like I'm saying openly, I personally don't have all the physical assets that are going to be collateralized. Everything will be in the blockchain, and there's no trust to be done because at the end of the day, you can it's an open contract that once it be released in mainnet, everybody can see it. You will see exactly how much funds are in the contract, how much Djed is in the market, how much Djed is being mint, burned, and how much reserve coins as well. You will see the ratios as well in the UI that we're building. So everything we're trying to be as open as possible because at the end of the day, one of the things that will maintain or make a stablecoin actually fill its gap, it's if people use it and people trust it and people like the way that it's being built. Now, I do understand in terms of stablecoin, it's just one of the issues of the breaches that are having these days. Actually, it was one of the hot topics that I was attending a PWS, Paris Blockchain Week Summit in last week. So basically, one of the hot topics, it was actually the breachings and what's happening with them. There's a lot of views on the breaching of the tokens and the burning and the liquidity pools around them, and the nodes are running them. So stablecoins is just a hot topic of them, where it's very complicated. I do believe that Djed is being built in a way that we have a lot of research being done. I mean, we have a white paper of like around 90 pages long, but if you read it, it's actually real information. It's based on like it's mathematical people that mathematical minds that wrote this paper. It's based on five theorems that are ensuring that the coin will keep its peg. We are testing it as much as I can, stress test, economic testing, and everything has been worked so far. And that's the only reason why we're releasing it, because we are sure, or as much as we can, no, but we are doing as much as we can to ensure that it will work and it will fill the need that the users have. If some others, all of the other problems, it's part of the market. It's a shame, to be honest. But I do expect that the Djed will fill that gap and will kind of feel the people happy again.
Yeah. My angle on that is that your solution should be actually much more secure than those. And at the end,
it's based on a lot of research, to be honest. Yeah. It's based on a lot of research and physical and facts and formulas that are open. I mean, at the end of the day, I personally review it, but we have gathered a lot of feedback. That's a good thing of Cardano. Usually what they release, they have a lot of it's a strong document and background research behind it.
Yeah, for me, the problem with those tokens that are breached and wrapped, it's there is a security issue always with those breaches. Something can go wrong and people can exploit that.
The nodes running them and the liquidity. Yeah, and if you think about it, when you breach an asset, that asset is being locked in one side, right? And it's locked in its state in one liquidity pool. So that liquidity, if the breach becomes very popular, there's a lot of assets that are locked in a known wallet address, which is a pool. And so it becomes very attractive for hackers and for traders to attack that. And I mean, it's the same wallet that the breach is using for a very long period of time. So that they have, we have like 4 hours to find a gap. It's like they're working and working. It's people that wants to harm the system. It's the only way that I can say it.
Sure. And then if you have those, like, not just like one bridge, because there is a Milkomeda bridge and then it's a Nomad bridge, then it's just like it adds those security.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Security in breaches, it's a hot topic now. And
Okay, so another hot topic. So Ardana, compared to those guys, so what you can tell about that?
Yeah, no, actually with Ardana, and I love it. And maybe it's a personal approach that I'm taking when I do business, especially in blockchain. But many people are asking, it's like, hey, how you're going to compare with the DUSD? Who's going to win? Who's going to take the more market share? It's like, to be honest, we're actually partnering with us. We partnered together. We have calls together. We hosted them in an AMA in our group in order for them to explain the stablecoin and their ecosystem as a whole. I do believe that when you partner with competitors in a way, and you understand and you learn from each other, and it may sound cliche, but this is actually what we did, and I believe it's working. So look, you can learn something new and you can both benefit from their communities. I mean, at the end of the day, in Ethereum, for example, there's no one stablecoin. And there are many, and all of them are doing quite okay. And it's giving the users the possibility of choice. It's not like, okay, if you use this one, you cannot use this one, your wallet will block it. You can have both. You actually can have liquidity pools that are pairing both of them. And I see it, and I know the team personally. As well, that I think we're going to work very closely together, and we're going to improve each other in a great manner. And I may sound cliche, but this is really what we did. I mean, our actions really speak by the words. We hosted them in an AMA.
No, sure. Well, it's a good approach. I also believe that we should all work together, but still, it's in a way it's a race, because whoever is going to come up first with a stable coin out, it's going to be probably
no, I mean, to be honest, if both stable coins are, I mean, at the end, it's like, for example, it's not who laughs first, it's who laughs the one that laughs the lastest laughs the better. I don't know how that sounds in English, but it's a very known saying in Spanish. And it's no, I think it's to be honest, it's all in terms of the utility that you give to the token. So both tokens, I do believe that, because there's a lot of research being done, will maintain its peg, and they will be known, and they will be used, and they will be actual stablecoins maintaining the peg, as I said. But it's in terms of utility. Okay, once I hold that token, that stablecoin, what can I use? So, for example, with you guys, and we can enter more deep into that, we're offering the users the possibility to stake or to pay their subscriptions with the stablecoins, correct? We are partnering with other protocols to give the option to provide liquidity, to provide and earn fees, like a classical with a classical DEX, for example. Also, collateral for asking for loans, borrowing, earning interest, pay for NFTs in different in Cardano-based marketplaces. So we're remittance payments as well, which is a classical for a stablecoin. So we're giving a lot of utilities for the stablecoin, so people will have more and more reasons to actually hold it. It's not just, okay, take a stablecoin, swap it, and forget about volatility. It's much more than that. It's don't only forget about volatility, but also use it to pay for NFTs, to pay for merchandise, to ask for loans, to earn interest. And we're giving a lot, and every day we're announcing different, and that's the reason that we're announcing the partnerships, just to show the community the different utilities that you can have by simply holding the stablecoin. And this is the key, more than coming first or after, the way that I see it.
Yeah, great answer, actually. So yeah, one of the reasons why we actually reach out to you is because we have users that don't actually want to depend on the volatility of the token, but still they want to use the Cardano assets and to actually pay for their subscriptions. One of the ways how they can do it is obviously by topping up our virtual debit cards with the Revuto tokens, but then also with the stablecoin as well. So you are the first ones that we are gonna actually support. The other thing is that we want to allow our users is actually when they have assets on their crypto wallet, for instance, our Revuto token, that they can actually stake that Revuto token and put in a protocol as a collateral, because they don't want to necessarily to sell it, although they want to still use it to pay for subscription. And we said, okay, let's do that and allow them to put Revuto token as a collateral and get out the Djed, the stable coin, use that stable coin to pay for subscription. And then when they return the stable coin back into the protocol to the setup, they're gonna unlock the Revuto token, which at that point may be much higher in the price. So what about the plans for that? Because you mentioned that you're gonna support ADA for users to put ADA as a collateral, but what for other Cardano native tokens?
So actually, the utility that you guys are giving as a protocol, I think that it's beautiful. And this is one of the reasons what like we partnered with you guys and we were quite excited. You guys are the only, and so far, no, and being completely honest, we have many different partnerships, but in terms of using stablecoins to pay for subscriptions, you are the only ones that are gonna basically give the utility for Djed holders in order to do that. So like it was a quite a nice partnership, I must say.
Thank you.
Of the many that I'm doing. So yeah, it's beautiful, and it's correctly what we discussed with the team, and this is exactly what we announced to the community, what you just mentioned. And answering more deeply to the question, or specific to the question, it's as correct. At the moment, we're using as collateral for minting and burning Djed, for minting Djed actually, ADA, because it's the main token of the ecosystem. It's the one that I'm not gonna say that it's less volatile, because I'm not sure that it's true, but it's in terms of the every ADA community member, every Cardano community member holds ADA in a way if he wants to belong to the community. So it was kind of the easiest way. It was the token that was, it kind of make the most sense. It's the community that is already listed in the most amount of exchanges, that it has the biggest market capitalization, but not only because of that, also because of the amount of holders. And it was much more simpler. I mean, we do want Djed to be, as I mentioned, the go-to coin for the Cardano DeFi ecosystem. And if you're already in the Cardano ecosystem, or you want to become part of the Cardano ecosystem, you need to hold ADA at the end of the day. So it was kind of the easiest.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So at the moment it's like this. If that change in the future, which I really don't believe so, but if we of course will announce it, or if we see that there are any other tokens, for example, that are becoming quite popular and so on, maybe we can explore that way as well. But yeah, it's ADA. At the moment it's ADA, it kind of makes sense.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm sure that all those, like the project, they're gonna think about the ways how to actually exchange the token for the ADA. It shouldn't be a problem. We have within our app, we have a plan, how we're gonna do it. It should be seamless also from the user experience perspective, because what we believe is that the user experience wins everything. We can now talk about the technical things, all those protocols, bridges, whatever it's going on under the hood, but at the end, users should be they should be easy. Everything should be easy to use. First of all,
I agree.
And I understand some things, and I understand how things work, but still, for the average Joe, it shouldn't be that way, that they need to be really full technical people to be able to use those products. At the end, we are all building businesses. Blockchain technology is an awesome technology and everything, but still it's just underlying technology of the businesses that already exist. So yeah. Okay. I don't know if you have anything to add to this conversation. I think that I asked most I shouldn't say basic questions, but everything actually that I believe is interesting for the community to hear.
To be honest, we have a lot of news in terms of we're trying to keep the community mostly updated in terms of the tech updates and what is happening. We're trying to be as open and clear as possible. I do understand that it was a delay that we were not expecting, but we really want to, as I mentioned, if we release something, we want to be 110% that it's, or even 200% that it's working correctly. So like it's kind of worth it in our opinion. For like we are not here in the business of rushing things just to go deploying it to the community. So yeah, it was lovely speaking to you. I mean, I am a big fan of what you guys are doing. And yeah, looking forward for lunch and to bring all of these utilities to the community, including the possibility of paying for subscriptions with stablecoins, which I do think that it's quite an amazing utility. And yeah, it's a pleasure, man. Real pleasure being here.
Okay, listen, I have just one more question that came across my mind right now. So I know that you build stablecoins across other blockchains. So do you have any plans of bridging those stablecoins on Cardano, or are you going to just stay with Djed?
That's actually a very good question. I'm not sure I can answer it at the moment, but stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's a must I can answer before my team kicks me out.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let's let's keep them asking themselves. Okay, this actually then like the perfect question to finish this interview.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Yeah, so hopefully we're gonna talk again. Okay, once we launch.
Sure, man. Yeah, for sure,
Perfect.
for sure. And the community can expect me and also more. Have a good one.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.